Hey, for the first time since week one, our core players are back. Fat, Terry, Debo, Noah, all out there today. And I know it don't matter for most people, but it matters to me. We about to destroy the Minnesota Vikings. Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Juan Gotti talking sports. You know what it is, man. Shout out Juan Gotti talking sports.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jayden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jayden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries? Like,
Stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your man Juan Gotti here. And I just wanted to come on here for a little bit, man, because today is actually an exciting game. I know we 3-9. I know Minnesota not good or whatever may have you, but I think today we're gonna really realize that we were robbed of this year. I know a lot of us already feel that way, and we know due to the injury concern, but the reason I say that is because you're going to see how good this offense should have been, at least in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think you're going to realize that okay, we probably isn't as far off as I thought we were. You know, we're probably closer than what we seen this year, and due to the injuries, it got taken away from us. But man, it feels good to see our guy back out there, man. And I hope and pray that he stays healthy, man. I hope and pray that nothing happens to him because I genuinely think this guy, uh, we know what he is, man. We know what he is, and I don't gotta wrap y'all up. But what's up? What's up? Cool hand. Louis say hail to the Commanders. My man YV. He said we should sit this year, cuz I mean, look. I was like that a few weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Right before or when JD first went down with the injury versus Seattle. But after a while, I was like, man, I ain't really in the tanking. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never really was in the tanking, but especially since we already got our QB1. Had we not had our quarterback, I'd have probably entertained it a little bit, maybe. All right, yeah, just sit them and lose every game. It really don't matter where you finish in the draft because you gotta find a way to draft. You gotta have the guys in place that know how to draft. You know what I mean? We experienced both ends. The number 2 overall pick, we picked Chase Young. Didn't work out. He was a bust. Number 16, we trade back. Get Jahan Dawson. Didn't pan out. So it's it don't matter who you have in office, in front office, or whatever may have you. You just gotta know how to pick. You gotta know how to draft. And I honestly feel like for people that I'm not one of them, but for the people that are on the fence about Adam Peters, you know what I'm saying? Don't know if Adam Peters is the right guy for the job. I think you should prefer him to have to pick around the middle of the pack, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, because that's going to actually have him to, pick a guy and scout and lean on his scouts and do his homework and pick a gym because it's easy to be number 6 and number 5, number 7, and you could pick a blue chip caliber guy. So I think I don't know, man. I'm there. I want this team to finish out strong, man. Especially being our division rivals. They put all of our division games in the back end of the schedule. So I hope we finish off strong at least in that aspect of things. Hey, look, is 0.1% chance of the team making a playoff. So never say never. We went out, Philly lose out, Dallas. It's really Philly. if Philly lose out, hey, but nah, all seriousness though, man, we ain't going nowhere. But I just want to see this team finish strong, bro. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing, ain't nothing, wrong with want to see this squad win. Again, this is a team that we're taking into the future. This ain't a rebuild year. This ain't a burn it down year. This ain't a year in which we reset, or we rebuild and find like if this was 2023 and we knew Ron Rivera was out, you know what I'm saying? And we had Sam Howell and all that. We knew like the following year was going to be a factory reset. All right, cool. But this is just a one-off. Dan Quinn ain't going nowhere. Adam Peters ain't going nowhere. Kliff Kingsbury ain't going nowhere. We already got our quarterback, right? Like, So I think we chilling, bro. I think we chilling. I think we just enjoy the games and hope that they win. If they don't win, if they lose and they end up with the top pick, hey, so be it. But I think it's cool. I think it's cool to see if the squad won today, or at least play well. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see how this defense look with Dan Quinn. Going up against Jettis. You feel me? See how he look going up against Jettis. You say Kliff guy go. You know what? YMV? I ain't gonna lie. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot of people ain't really too fond of Kliff right now or questioning him. But when you look at the statistics, the offense is actually high in like a lot of these categories. So, and it sounds shocking because this offense ain't really been able to do much. But think about it though. Think about it, YV. Offense never really been able to sustain drives or be on the field much of these games because the defense always on the field. You know what I'm saying? They always getting scored on, letting offenses, drive the ball down the field. And offense barely getting the ball. But when they do, Marcus Mariota, for the most part, was moving the ball down the field. Go to that Kansas City game. Kansas City, we only scored 7 points, but that first half, we lived in their territory. You know what I'm saying? It's so many games on the schedule that we lost that you could point to and say, offensively, we weren't the problem. Atlanta, I was there in person in Atlanta game. Like, offensively, we weren't bad that game. The week before against the Raiders, dogged them. Week 5 versus the Chargers, offense was amazing. Week 6 versus Chicago, offense was solid. Versus Dallas, again, it got out of hand because defensively they couldn't do nothing. But to start that game off, JD before he got hurt, in that offense, we was going toe to toe, and I believe if he doesn't get hurt, you know what I'm saying, or if we don't have that turnover, or actually no, what did we do? We allowed that bomb right before half, and they got that touchdown right before half. Had we not gave that touchdown up, I think we win that game because we come out of halftime with the ball, and offensively we was looking sweet. You know what I'm saying? I think week 8 that was the Kansas City game. Week 9 was that Seattle week 9. Week 9 Seattle that's just because that was just one of them games. Week 10 versus Detroit, offensively we were good. We just couldn't get a stop. They weren't on the field. I was at that game too. Offensively, they weren't on the field enough because defense was allowing slow, long, methodical drives by Detroit. And yeah, the game after that, what was that? Miami, overseas. That game was just, but they still offensively made enough plays to win down the stretch, and we just didn't get it done. Right, going to the bye week, you come out Denver looking sweet. Should have won that game, but Nick Bonito just made a hell of a play. So the point is, I get that a lot of people aren't too fond of Kliff, but statistically, man, he's doing a good job. He is. And I know that's a shocker. It was surprising to me. But when you actually sit down and look at these games and watch these games, he's not perfect, but we could do a whole lot of worse. We could do a whole lot worse than Kliff. I'm telling you, we could. Especially with no Tavita Pritchard now, who left for Stanford's job, who's next up if Kliff goes? You know, who do you really trust? Do you hire somebody from the college ranks? Do you promote from within and go David Blau route or Anthony Lynn route? Who knows? So I would be a little bit careful of what I wish for, you know, for wanting to move on from Kliff so soon. I think this is a blessing in disguise that Kliff is going to be here next year, because similar to the team, you know, similar to the team not having success this year, which made people change their mind about how good they thought we really was. Same with Kliff. Now, a lot of people that was high on Kliff's radar in terms of hiring him at the next head coaching cycle are probably like, oh, nah, man, he a one-hit wonder, 1 year wonder. Look at the success or the lack thereof this year team-wise. So I think he got hurt by the overall team success as well, which is a blessing in disguise for us because we get one more year with Kliff. And I think 3 years is more than enough for the offensive coordinator before you decide to either move on or they become a head coach. It'd be different if Kliff was like a lifelong offensive coordinator. Yeah. But Kliff made it known that he wants to be a head coach again. So, you know what I mean? Jonathan Jones, he say Jonathan Jones, guys, stay out there. I don't know. I don't know. I like Mikey when outside. I always say he was a better outside corner than a slap, but a lot of people just got a little bit, you know, worried about that because he's undersized, so they want to just force him to slap. Juan got off work. Was good. What's good? What's good? How you, my guy? What's up? What's up? The fifth king, Juan God. He was cracking slime. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? He says you got a point, but the play calling on. Oh, nah, for sure. Like I said, when I be like a lot, I'm not telling you he's perfect. Not telling you that whatsoever. He got some flaws with him, but I think he does a lot more good for this team than he does bad. Kliff gets his QBs hit too much. Look at his history, the history of Kliff. We get Scott Turner back? Scott Turner was horrible, bro. Scott Turner is horrible. We ride what we got for now. Yeah, I mean, what would y'all thought process be if we? Because I feel like honestly, firing or letting go of Kliff, that's just making another problem that we don't have to create. Five love him. He loves Five. The team loves Kliff. Like I just feel like it would be making an unnecessary problem, you know, cutting Kliff or releasing Kliff of his duties. You know what I mean? I get you say he gets his QBs crushed, but a lot of that Kliff is a college oriented coach. So a lot of his offensive play calls, you know, are designed for mobile quarterbacks. So you're gonna have your read options, you're gonna have your speed options, you're gonna have your QB draws, you're gonna have plays in which QBs are on the move and on the spot. And a lot of it is out of his hands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could say, well, pick your spots. Yeah, that's true. He could probably pick his spots a little bit better when to use and allow his quarterback to be mobile, but he's not out there playing. Sometimes these quarterbacks has to protect themselves better. And sometimes you gotta also understand, JJ, that it's football, man. Like it happens. Like Jayden Daniels' injury, bro, dislocated. Like we hate that. Of course, we don't want that to happen. And you could blame DQ for leaving him in there whatsoever, but it's football. It happens, man. You think he wanted to get Jayden Daniels hurt? No. It's football. It's the sucky part of it, man. It happens, bro. Like Jayden Daniels is well, his what was it? His hamstring injury it just happens, bro. It's football. Knee injury. It's football, man. Let's just be happy that none of these injuries are you know serious, really serious. You know we've kind of dodged a bullet a couple times this year. Say yeah, can't blow that chemistry. Hey, YV. Man, go ahead, send me some unreleased, man. Go ahead, send me some unreleased to my IG, man. I know you holding on to the good crank, man. I know you holding on to that good crank, man. I need some of that. I need some of that Jody Booth sent to my DM, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's LFG got 100 on the boys today. Look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's good bets because bro, like this is the first time like people not putting it into the proper perspective. They probably not thinking of it like this. But bro, we have not seen the crew, the core since week 1. Like you can say week 2, but Jayden Daniels got hurt, Austin Eckler got hurt, and in that game offensively, Noah Brown got hurt, and we just didn't look good. This is the first time since week 1 that we're seeing our guys, bro, like as a full core. He say need to get a safety in the draft. So would say we're in a position. Cause I hear a lot of people talk about Caleb Downs, and I watched that Ohio State game versus Michigan in his full capacity last week. He definitely was really good. Arvell Reese was good in that game as well. I watched the game versus Indiana last night, and both defenses is damn good. I mean, when you have a final score of 13-10, that's damn good defense right there. But I don't know. Safety's a tricky position for me, man, because it's like I feel like if you say like let's say we pick 8. Let's say we pick 8. That's still a premium spot to pick a blue chip player, and I don't really know the last time a safety has came out the draft and was a blue chip player, like a game changer. Maybe Kyle Hamilton, and guess what? Guess what, y'all? I hate to bring that up, but guess what? We had a chance to draft Kyle Hamilton, but no. Ron Rivera wants to trade back and draft Jahan Dawson. But maybe it was Kyle Hamilton as or Brian Branch. But I'm talking about legit safety, not a hybrid line. Like, so safety is a position where it's like, tell me about it. Say, oh yeah, okay, that's a bet. That's a bet. I'm gonna need that Joe Boo. I'm gonna need that unreleased Migo Lee. I'm gonna need that greedy wine. I'm gonna need all that. You know what I'm saying? We fiending out here, man. We ain't been having no good crank. Sean okay, no. I'm talking about like league wise, not us. Well, maybe Sean Taylor is the last legit like safety where you could pick at number, because what was he, number 5, I think? Maybe. But like that's what I'm saying. Like I get we need a safety, right? Quan clearly is not it, right? We Quan's probably not gonna get extended. I think Will Hurst is something though. It's something that Will Hurst, and I think he got robbed of this year. So we'll see what he's like next year because he did sign a 2-year deal. But do you go safety I wouldn't go safety. I think it's either, for me, if I had to like list my biggest needs, first round pick, it'd probably be pass rusher. Even though I feel like we re-signed Dorrance, because Dorrance was our best pass rusher. And Jacob Martin is something to Jacob Martin. I think if he goes back to what he was supposed to be like a depth piece, rotational pass rusher last year, and this year, and unfortunately he had to play that extensive role due to the injuries. And I think you bring back Von Miller potentially if you want to go that route. Like, he has 5 sacks on the season. I know they aren't really good sacks, but he made a good point in his podcast. He said, "Look, we was banged up, and I want another shot at it." So I'm not telling you bring back Von Miller as a starter, but let's say first round draft pick, you go pass rusher. Let's say Arvell Reese, or is it a guy from Texas A&M that's really good as well? Let's say you take one of the top pass rushers in this year's draft. Who better to learn from than a Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, and Von Miller? And then you got a really, really good, damn near borderline Hall of Famer, and Ryan Kerrigan as your coach. So, you know, it definitely have to be pass rusher for me. Receiver too, though. Like I think I want to bring back Debo for sure. I like what we got out of, obviously, Treylon. I think it's something to Treylon. It might be something to Treylon. Did y'all hear what he said in his Next Man Up podcast? He was like, "Man, they had me one-on-one outside. I take that as disrespect." And look, this sometimes the guy just needs to change the scenery. So I like what we getting out of Treylon. Hopefully, we see more down the stretch that really can sell some people on him, and not just that one hand grab. I think that Luke McCaffrey was just turning the page, but we need a number 2 weapon, because Noah Brown ain't it. Like, he can't stay healthy. He's not coming back next year. Are you sure that you want to just put your trust in Treylon Burks? Like, that's why it's so important that down the stretch of these last 5 games, he balls out, because maybe he can grow into being that number 2 weapon alongside Terry McLaurin. But I'm gonna be real, I love Terry, and Terry reminded everybody that doubted him. I wasn't one of them, but everybody that doubted him and said, "Oh, he shouldn't have been paid. Oh, he got paid, and then he hurt. He just you know what I'm saying, did it for the money." He showed you why last year, why he's one of them, still one of them ones. He was frying Patrick Surtain. The stats don't show it, but the eye tests do. But Terry is 30, and he'll be on his way out in a couple years. I think a first round receiver would not be bad. It wouldn't, because imagine, like, look at Tampa Bay for an example. Clearly, for years, the number 1 guy has been Mike Evans. For years, for the decade, it's been Mike Evans. It's been Chris Godwin as the number 2. But now it's changing, right? Emeka Buka is clearly the number 1 receiver for the future of that team, and Mike Evans could comfortably play the number 2 role. That's how I envision Terry, going out. Like, he's still reliable. He still get you 1,000 yards when healthy, but now you got that X Factor 1. Now you got that superstar 1. And it's Cornell Tate that I see a lot of y'all put his name out. You know what I'm saying? And he's the typical OSU receiver. Like, has OSU and you can remind me, because I'm not the biggest college guy. This is around the time where, only time I deep dive into college is around playoff championship time. This is when I really, really start watching. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always said college, it ain't like the NFL. NFL is simple. It's only 32 teams. Ain't that many divisions to get. College is a million teams. So it's hard for me to truly lock in week by week, because now you got so many conferences, and so but now, this is where I can really lock in, because I'm it ain't that much to keep up with. OSU's typical receivers are the Emeka Bukas, the JSNs, the Garrett Wilsons, the Terry McLaurins, like them smaller, shifty, receivers. Is Jeremiah Smith like the one only that I can think of on top of my head from OSU that's just like an outlier? Like, that's just big body, just matchup nightmare. Maybe Marvin Harrison. But essentially what I'm saying is Cornell Tate, he fits exactly what you would want in an OSU receiver. But he's more of the Garrett Wilson. He's gonna route you up, route run, and he's gonna be able to be quick, and run out the catch. Do you want that alongside Terry McLaurin, or are you like, I need a big body guy? But then that's where Treylon come in. Treylon could be the wide receiver 3. He's only 25. He could be the wide receiver 3, and let's say 2-3 years from now. So Emeka is probably 6'1", 6'2", but I'm talking about play style wise. He doesn't play big. You feel me? He does not play bigger than what he actually is. So maybe Treylon could be that 3 or 4, because I want Debo back. I don't know how y'all feel, and I don't know how Debo feels. Debo probably wants to get a multi-year deal and probably wants to get paid. But imagine a receiver core of Terry McLaurin, Debo Samuel, Treylon Burks. You draft a first-round stud potentially, if that's what you want to go. If that's where you want to go, I should say. Maybe you draft the first-round stud. And then, so that's 4 right there. Terry, Treylon, Debo, first-round stud, Luke McCaffrey, and Jay Lane. Those are your 6. Who am I leaving out? I'm probably leaving out somebody notable, but those are 6 receivers right there. Debo or Terry, Debo, Treylon Burks, first-round stud, Jay Lane, Luke McCaffrey. Because Luke McCaffrey, I don't care what nobody says. If I had to really rank how I feel about this receiving core, I know Jay Lane. Oh, Cornell Tate 6'4". Oh, I didn't know he was that big. Pause. I didn't know he was that tall. He don't play like it though. That's crazy. Oh, like maybe because it's the weight. Because it's when you look at Jeremiah Smith, bro, you can tell, yeah, he's 6'3", 6'4", big body matchup nightmare. That cornerback from Indiana, He had about 50 pounds on that cornerback from Indiana, who's one of the best in the nation, by the way. But like Cornell Tate 6'4", I did not know that. It's hard to tell on TV, and mind you, I don't watch every Ohio State game, so I didn't know he was that tall. He don't play like it. So he's okay. So he's 6'3", 195. Okay. 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 You know, I'm working on this video too. I'm glad you brought up running backs because I'm working on this video. Well, at least I didn't start it. I just thought about the title, and it might be a little bit harsh. So don't take it too to heart because I still love Bill. But the title of the video I'm thinking is like the downfall of Bill Mania or like the downfall of Jacory Krosky Murray. And it ain't like saying he's gonna be bad for the future, but like they do not think highly of Bill right now. Like, and granted, he's a 7th-round guy, so he's probably right where he should be at this point. But like how he burst onto the scene and what they thought he was supposed to be, releasing Brian Robinson in the summertime because of this guy, you know, like they really thought he was about to be that, and he still potentially could be. Don't get me wrong, but right now it's tough for him to even find opportunities between C-Rod running the hell out the ball, who I think should be your RB2 going into next year. I think talk about a guy that has earned his spot and earned his way up, you know, up the ranks and earned his, like, got it out the mud. C-Rod is that, and he deserves to be your RB2. I'm not telling you should be your RB1. I think you should still go find an RB1. For sure. If you don't think it's Bill, find you a true RB1, whether that's free agency through the draft, may have you. And at worst, he should be your RB2. You know what I'm saying? Because he's deserving, man. C-Rod runs so hard, man. You know, burling through contact, finishing through contact. Actually has really good vision. And although he's not the quickest and shiftiest, he has the good vision to cut back. You know, and he does what every coach wants. Just go. Just hit the lane. Stop dancing so much. Like, if you've ever played football, or not even if you never played football, just knowing football, like, just go, right? A coach hates when you dance, unless you Le'Veon Bell and you just known to be patient like that and just have that offensive line that can just move people back and allow the time for you to be patient. Most coaches just want you to go, you know, and that's what C-Rod does. And C-Rod, man, he deserves another opportunity next year to at least be your RB2. I know about Harold Perkins. The only reason I know about Harold Perkins, though, is because of NCAA last year. I ain't gonna lie to you. Harold Perkins, bro. Okay. I'll look into him. I'll look into him. Tate is 6'4". Bill came and went SMH. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Cornell runs routes like Gerd, but grabs high point footballs unlike him. Okay. Let me find out. Hey, I know a lot of you. Hey, I would love that. Oh, keep the OSU party, you know, going. And that's a wide receiver factory. Now they lost Brian Hartline. You know, they're losing him. He's going to head coach, but is that UF? At one of the Florida schools, he's gonna become a head coach. But yeah, I would love it. It says Jayden Daniels padded elbow sleeve. Doesn't seem like a big deal. 5 is one tough dude. Yeah, so we're getting ready for kickoff, y'all. Getting ready for kickoff. But I'm gonna go ahead and get about it. I just want to come in here a little bit quickly, y'all. I'll catch y'all in like 20, 30 minutes because I'm gonna set up the live stream for the play-by-play watch party. It's your man Juan Gotti. Hope to see y'all over there. And then after the game, I'll obviously be back here too. Catch y'all later. Peace.